What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Ray Nation out there coming back with the next playoff prediction thing video. This time we only got like 3 weeks left in the season. Now it's really crucial because now that you think about it, now it's time for teams to start clinching playoffs. I mean, the Chiefs Saints already clinched, so it only determines if Pittsburgh gets a win today and they clinch. I mean, it's really weird to think that we could be actually having an undefeated team this season. So, anyways, let's get to it. The Raiders did beat the Jets as a miracle. Cleveland fans, you gotta be proud of your team. I mean, with OBJ going out for the year with a season-ending injury, we all thought you guys were done. But you guys stuck in there like a team, 9-3, winning. That seems to be their issue. They were struggling to finish the game. And Tennessee, they routed them a little bit. I mean, can't say rout because Tennessee almost came back on them, but, you know. Anyways, Pittsburgh, Washington fans, it's just, you guys are not ready for the season. Well, I mean, you guys are in almost a tie with the Giants, so one game off. But, you know, San Francisco, Buffalo. I mean, mind you, San Francisco is playing in Arizona because of COVID restrictions and whatever in San Francisco, so they're not able to finish the season in San Francisco. So I'm thinking that San Francisco. I want San Francisco to take this game. Because, I mean, Buffalo, I don't think Buffalo's had much success in Arizona. If we all remember that game. Yeah. But anyways, Buffalo has not had much success in Arizona much this season. We all know that Hail Mary at the end of the game for the Cardinals to win it, which was crazy. Baltimore and Cowboys. That's obviously the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to call the Cowboys over the Ravens? Now, the Patriots and the Rams, I had to go with the Rams that week just to take the Patriots, get it? The Patriots out of the playoffs. Yeah, so Kansas City, Miami, that's obviously Miami. Let's see here. Bengals, obviously, Titans. Now, the Giants and the Cardinals, man, the Giants have been looking pretty good so far. If they win this game against the Cardinals, they'll be on a 6-game win streak. And I think they'll top the NFC, actually, if the Washington football team loses. So I'm going to have to go with the Giants, man. You guys are doing so well this year. Nobody thought coming into the season, everybody thought they were going to have another down year because of the new coaches and everything. Bears, Panthers, Bucks, my Raiders, because they're going to beat Indianapolis. We just need our defense to step up, like always. But, you know. Now, this is a big game because, I think, now that I think about it, this ain't really too big of a game for the Jets because the Jaguars are still within a loss for that number 1 pick if the Jets win 2 games. It's between the Jaguars and the Jets for the number 1 overall pick. I mean, I've noticed ever since the Jaguars got that 1 win on week 1, they have fallen off the rails. I mean, they have just been terrible. Everybody thought going into the season, everybody had so much hype for Gardner Minshew and these Jacksonville Jaguars. They just have not lived up to the hype or the expectations. So Seattle, Atlanta, I think Atlanta takes that game. Now, this is a huge game for Philadelphia because if they lose this game, that's going to be very hard for them to get in. I mean, that's if you have the Giants lose. So I'm saying the Saints on this one because the Saints are a pretty good team and without a good defense, then you're going to be having troubles, especially with Michael Thomas. You're going to have trouble stopping him all day. And there's only very few teams in this league who can beat the Saints. Who else beat the Saints? The Raiders, I know for sure, beat the Saints, but I don't remember who else beat them. But yeah, the Saints have a pretty good young receiver core, and I actually think the Saints will actually beat the Eagles, as much as I hate to say it. But so somebody commented on my last video saying that the first 4 seeds are division leaders. Yes, I know that. I made a few mistakes. I know that. But the thing about me, I don't realize I make that mistake until somebody actually comments that. So that's why I have the comment section turned on, so you guys can tell me those mistakes I made so I can correct them in the next video. So, Detroit, Green Bay. Now, this is a big one for Detroit, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because not only does this help them, but that tiebreaker, if they end up doing the whole... Yeah, because in that tiebreaker will hold, and Detroit will have that advantage. But then you're also looking at Green Bay, and Green Bay is 4 games off compared to Detroit, but I have to say Detroit in this game. I mean, Detroit's looking a whole lot better. I mean, Matt Mitchell Trubisky came in for Chicago. They were down 10 points. I thought it was all over, and the Bears or the Lions stepped up in that biggest point of the game and won it. I mean, that was impressive. I was like, what? That was so impressive. San Francisco, obviously, because Washington just isn't... They're okay since they've gotten Alex Smith back, but ever since, just a lot of injuries have been piling up for them, and it's just not been a good year for them. Now, Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Now, this is actually a game that would be interesting, because you got two good defenses and 2 good offenses. Especially with Stephon Diggs and Chase Claypool, now that I think about it. Plus, you got Juju Smith-Schuster. You got Stephon Diggs, John Brown. You got that's going to be we'll come back to that one. Cleveland and Baltimore, as much as I hate to say it, I would have to say Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland is just, they're too good this year. I mean, they proved it against the Tennessee Titans. Everybody thought going into that game yesterday that Tennessee was going to blow them out. Derrick Henry was going to run all over them. Derrick Henry couldn't do much, I don't think. The Titans, but the problem is with the Browns, they, not saying that it's bad or anything, the Browns have a tendency of slowing down when they build a big lead. I mean, they were up 41-21, and then they just start slowing down, and the Tennessee Titans almost beat the Browns. The Browns are a good team right now. It's just they need to keep their foot on the gas pedal and keep building on that lead. You can't just slow down once you build on the lead. You can't just slow down and let your defense do all the work from there. I mean, your offense got to keep building upon the lead. And without OBJ, I've noticed they've been much more consistent on the ground on the last couple of games, other than yesterday. But when they had OBJ, they used to target him a lot, and he had a season. He had a best career this season before he going down to his torn ACL. I don't know if he's gonna retire because he's a young dude. He can't retire in his 7th season. There's no way he'll be able to retire because I know he doesn't want to retire. I mean, yes, it may be hard coming back from 2 separate injuries with just a broken or a dislocated ankle, and then having a torn ACL on top of that. For the 2nd time in 4 seasons. I mean, he's gonna have to make a decision now, because at that point, when you're getting hit too much right down in the lower leg area, that causes the pain to build up. And now Odell Beckham Jr. is at this point where he has to make a decision. I really don't want him to retire. But like I said, it's his decision. I mean, most I could see is him becoming free agent after a couple years from now, going to another team. Hopefully the Raiders. Can keep my fingers crossed on that, but I doubt that will happen. But if the Raiders end up picking him up, then we can build upon him. This receiver core, oh my god, that'd be good. Anyways, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Now, I would have to say Pittsburgh in this game. Just because, I mean, they're just too good. Chargers, Raiders. I mean, the Chargers are just terrible this year. It's just disgusting. Now, Buffalo and Denver. This is the game that Denver I don't know, because Denver's already out of the playoffs, so what's it matter? So, basically, Buffalo in this one. Dang, that sucks. That stupid tiebreaker. That freaking stupid tiebreaker. I hate that. Green Bay, Carolina. I think that's like... Green Bay, Carolina. Carolina is just hasn't had one of those golden. Ooh, wait a second here. You know, I'm going upset alert, Carolina. LA Rams, obviously, because I think the Jets are going to just tank 0-16 like that. Miami, I mean, now it's gonna... I swear, guys, if it comes down to one final week again, where it ends up being the Raiders, or the Dolphins, and the Bills again, because, yeah, and... the Jags versus the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, that's obviously the Baltimore Ravens. Houston and Indy. I mean, now Indy has to have a lot go their way now because AFC South, the Indy's 8-5, and yeah, they'll have to have a lot go their way. I mean, because the Raiders hold that tiebreaker over them. Because look, oh, it doesn't show yet. Wins over. Yeah, so, my best bet would be Indy on that one, just because, I mean, like I said, these predictions are not 100% certain it's going to happen, but some of these predictions are just, I mean, they're just like, come on now moments. Like, you know it's going to happen, and, I mean, you just have to face it. I mean, there's not much else you can do, because we already know Houston is trying to find a new head coach or trying to find a new receiver. And Indy is trying to keep their hopes alive after losing to the Raiders. Well, in my prediction, anyways. But after losing the Raiders in the prediction, and Indy's going to have a lot go their way. I mean, and now Tennessee has a half game ahead of Indy for a division title, but somehow with Tennessee, the way they've been playing after what happened, I don't see that happening. But Detroit, I mean, I would have to mark them in this game because Detroit played really well to Chicago, and nobody thought that was going to happen. But Detroit, they're playing really well. Oh, no, I forgot. Okay. Cleveland versus New York. Now, this is a big game for New York, actually, because now I'm thinking about it, because I think a win here would actually... It would. No. Hold up. Nope. A New York win and a Washington loss. That would grant them the division. With a... yeah? Well... Nope. New York loss... or New York win, Philadelphia loss, and a Washington loss will grant them the division. So, pretty much, if this were to happen in Week 15, which I could so see it happening, but at the same time, it's really iffy. I actually think that the Giants will win against the Browns, because they might have Daniel Jones back at this time. Seattle, beats the Washington football team. Chicago, oh, that's a big one, actually, because now that I think about it. Oh, winner here is out of the playoffs. Dang, that sucks. So, basically, Chicago or Minnesota were to lose this game. If it were to come down to this, one of those two teams will be out of the playoffs. Now, if I'm thinking it's anything, I'm thinking Minnesota wins, taking the Bears out of the playoffs, because the Bears are just not that good this year. I mean, they started off 5-2. High hopes, aspirations going their way, playoffs, everything. And then they've just fallen off. They've having so much quarterback issues. Atlanta, I think. Sorry, Atlanta fans. Tampa Bay this week, but I think you guys are rebounding to Kansas City, so. Yeah, whatever. Eagles, I think they pull it off this week just because. New Orleans, obviously. I mean, Philadelphia might just pull it off because Jalen Hurts is coming in the game, so why not? Now, the only question is, if New York Giants lose this next game, I think that's like an elimination mode for them. Because that's like biggest. San Francisco like gets in. Now we got like almost a 3-way. What the heck? Oh, okay. Anyways, let's see here. Pittsburgh, obviously. I think I'm not trying to say something too early right now because I know it's only week 14 right now, but. I mean, as of right now, it's going on week 14, but if the Pittsburgh Steelers have an undefeated season, then I don't know what I'll do, because Pittsburgh's just a good football team. Yeah, New Orleans obviously gets that win over Minnesota. I mean, New Orleans has already clinched, so. Now, the only question is, if New Orleans were to clinch this first seed, what would they do week 17? That's my only question. So, Detroit, Tampa, that's like a big game actually now that I think about it for Detroit because if you win that game, you're one game out. So, you would have to go you would have to go Detroit there if you're a Detroit fan. That's a weird one. Both home teams this year. That's going to be weird. San Francisco at Arizona, they're both playing a home game though. But I'm going to have to say freaking Arizona has fallen off so much. I don't know what the heck has happened. Arizona or San Francisco, Raiders, the Browns. Now, the only weird question is the Browns, man. They're in the playoffs at this rate. What will that do to? What will that do then to? Because now, since Pittsburgh's already clinched the division title, the Browns are in the playoffs. But at that rate, they're going to be playing the Titans. If the Titans lose... Wait a second, that makes no sense. How come... Wait. Oh, I forgot, because Pittsburgh leads that division. And since Pittsburgh has that first round bye thing going on right now, I was thinking that the fourth seed was also a wild card, but I keep forgetting that's the division leader, and the Cleveland can't clinch that because they're a wild card team. So at that rate, they're like a lower seed type wild card team. And now the interesting part, Raiders, is because where is it? If I can get to the game real quick, because this is the interesting part now. When it comes up to that, hold up. New York, Baltimore. This reminds me of one of those 2000-ish 10 games. I had to say that I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore there. So Philadelphia still has a chance. Indianapolis, Pittsburgh. That's obviously Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh's just too good, really. It's gonna be a threat to stop them in the playoffs. Houston. I mean. Chicago. Now, Falcons and the Chiefs. Now, this is the one where us Raider fans need the Falcons to win. Because they got the weapons to do it. They got the defense to do it. They just need to show up. Washington, they obviously get that win. Denver, obviously. Now, this is a huge one, because now that I think about it, that's a huge one now. Because, no, that doesn't matter, because either way, wait a second. Actually, it does sort of matter. Because now I'm thinking about it, this is like the division leader. The division. No, it's not. No. This ain't game ain't for the Seahawks and Rams game ain't for the division type yet. I think this is the one that helps put them each other in the lead. I don't know. But this ought to be interesting, because if the Seahawks lose, then the Rams keep that division leader in second seed. And then that grants them a higher seed in the playoffs. But Seattle wins, and the same thing happens to them. So you're in almost like a no-win situation here. So you almost have to go LA if you're a San Francisco fan. Because if you get because since San Francisco matches them in Week 17, then if that were to happen, San Francisco would hope to beat them so that they can get the 5th seed to play the Giants, and the Seahawks can get the 6th seed to play the Packers. I mean, that's almost like a want thing right there. Boom, Eagles play them, and then that's also a big one. Tennessee and Green Bay. Derrick Henry, man, he just knows how to run the teams over. But I would love Green Bay on this one, because, yeah, they're just, why not? I mean, I don't see why Green Bay win this one. Now, the Buffalo Bills obviously take the New England Patriots. I mean, now the weird one. Buffalo, Miami. Ooh, that's a big one, because the third time this has happened. Division title on the line with these two teams. Division title. Who'd win the division? Comment down below if this were to actually happen in real life. Who'd win the division? Miami or Buffalo if it came down in Week 17? My guess is it would be Miami winning division. Miami wins it. Yeah, Miami wins the division. And yeah, Patriots, Baltimore. Ooh, this is an interesting one now. Wait, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter now, because now that's an interesting one for Pittsburgh, because you rest your starters in Cleveland, so you can play them. Rest your starters, but then that makes no sense, because then your starters will have 2 weeks off. But then if you play your starters, then you'll have a high risk of one of them getting injured. I'm gonna have to say Cleveland. I mean, they're undefeated season. That one's a difficult one, though. Because Cleveland at this point's already made the playoffs. And now, Tennessee, Houston. That's like Tennessee written all over it there. Indianapolis, Kansas City, Miami. Dang. New York Giants. That's obviously a big one right there, but that's a good question. Because if the Eagles win, the Eagles are out of the playoffs. That means the Giants clinched. The Giants are division champs for the first time in a long time. Jesus. That's crazy. And redundant. But anyways, but Giants fans will take it. I mean, they've gone through so much this year with losing Saquon Barkley. Chicago, Green Bay. I mean, that's a huge one actually for Detroit's already out. Never mind. So it doesn't matter because Green Bay wins that one. Detroit, New Orleans. Now, this is a weird one, because now if the Raiders win this game, boom, sends them all the way up to the 2nd seed, which lets them go home for this game. So the Raiders will take that 2nd seed, obviously. Will win the division title in this prediction. Cardinals, Rams. Now, this is a good one, because there's a... Oh, it doesn't even matter, because now the LA Rams win, Seahawks win, or San Francisco 49ers win. So that's going to be it for the playoff predictions. Thank you all for watching. Comment down below who you think is going to make the playoffs. 1 through 7 seeds for each conference. This is my prediction on the thing right here. And yeah, I mean, I don't see why these teams can't make it. I mean, other than that, it's about Raider Nation out there, and I'm out. Peace.